Good morning. The Bermuda Cricket Board, over the last 6 to 8 months, had put in a very vigorous process with regards to the captaincy for Bermuda. And from that process, developed an extensive criteria, because the board views the captaincy for Bermuda as a very serious, certainly a very extensive position on the field, but also off the field. And that criteria was developed with a lot of that in mind. And over the coming months, certainly as we looked at down the road of where Bermuda Cricket needs to go, we're happy to present today our new captain, and that is Mr. Stephen Utterbridge, who fit that criteria very well. And we truly believe that Stephen, because of his experience, and he also played the role of vice captain for many years as well for the national team. We do believe that, again, with his experience and with his knowledge of the game, his leadership skills, and also thinks very strategic, that's one thing we do know, we believe that he's going to fulfill this role very, very well. So on behalf of the board, we're very congratulatory of Stephen accepting this position, and we truly believe that he would serve Bermuda well.
Well, Stephen, there's been a lot of calls for you to lead the team. You've done a remarkable job with Bayless Bay, winning the league last season. Do you feel this will be added pressure on you?
No, I think it's a natural progression in my development as a cricketer, as a young man of Bermuda. I'm very proud. I'm very honored that the board have that confidence in me to give me the captaincy and take cricket forward. I had a lot of ups and I had a lot of downs, but if you look at that 2005 team, the accomplishment that they did do was significant for such a small island. Hopefully, I can bring some type of glory or some type of greatness to Bermuda Cricket once again. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm up for the challenge, and I look forward to the years ahead.
Now, there's no secret that there's been some challenges as far as getting players out to train. How do you plan to work with the coach in encouraging more participation?
Basically off my record from Bayless Bay, I see the same similar issues. Where we have to adjust them a little bit, but I have all the confidence that players will respect the country, that will come out eventually. But like I said, I just have to put certain things in place, and then hopefully they do get on board.
Now, you're going to be playing in Division III in Bermuda. Have you seen any of, or you looked at some of the numbers of the other teams, stats-wise, and what are you hoping that you get from players and fans over that period?
Well, most of the teams that we will be playing, we had a look at them at the last 2020 tournament that we played in. You see that Italy, they do possess professional players. One of them had just recently finished playing for Australia, and one's at Middlesex, but we did have a look at them. As far as the stats are concerned, that's just numbers. But me, I kind of look for weaknesses on that day, and we do have some video clippings of them. So I just see that we'll put together a plan for each and every team that we do play against. But most importantly is that we want to make sure that our house is in order, because at the end of the day we can do how much stats or look at other teams as much as we want. But if we're not playing to our full potential, we're not going to get the benefit of any review analysis.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thanks.
The Bermuda Cricket Board regretfully announces the departure of David Moore. We've been working with David Moore over the last few months in various discussions. And for personal and family reasons, at the end of David's contract, which is in March of 2013, David will depart our shores. David Moore has been instrumental over the last couple of years with the programs that the BCB has in place. Certainly, he's going to be missed. There's some big shoes to be filled. But in saying that, we've also identified an interim successor. And there's no other than to say that we're very pleased to announce this individual who's accepted this position, and it's Mr. Arnold Members. And Arnold brings a wealth of experience, has a very good rapport, is very in tune with the game. He's also been with the board for a number of years, just prior to him taking on his teaching role. And we're also going to maintain the services as the assistant head coach, which is Clevie Wade. So we believe that we have a full complement with the experience both these individuals bring, that we should be able to maintain and if not improve on the standards and prepare ourselves for the up and coming tournaments, T20 and also with the World Cup Division League 3. It is sad, but I think it's another step in the direction that the board honestly and it certainly appears that this is timely for what we need to do for Bermuda Cricket as well.
Now, as the president of the Bermuda Cricket Board, how long has this discussion been going on with Mr. Moore about a successor or a succession plan?
And I must state too as well that even David Hemp has been a part of this process. Now, the board has, from about 6 to 8 months ago, when we actually looked at it in terms of, and that has been with Mr. Moore, in terms of looking at where Bermuda Cricket needs to go, the direction, the future for cricket. But certainly, I would say in the last maybe 6 weeks is really where things started to permeate even further in our discussions and us coming to this conclusion, as I presented just a while ago.
Okay. Mr. Moore, we've just heard from the president that you've, for various reasons, decided to not renew your contract as the national coach. Give us a bit of what your experience has been like in Bermuda Cricket.
I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I've found it a challenge, but I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I think there are some wonderful cricketers on the island with great potential. It's just a matter of developing an international cricket culture, and that's what I've tried to do from day one. And I think that's something that we need to continue on, and I know that Arnold and Clevie will continue that on in developing that international cricket culture so that we can achieve results at the highest level.
So what's next for you?
Well, nothing at the moment, to be honest with you. I'll be here until March working on the National Academy programs, plus working closely with Arnold and Clevie with their programs. And then for me, I don't know yet. I have no idea.
All right. Will you be allowing Arnold to take more of the national squad sessions to try to get a feel for where we're going, and you just act as an advisor? Or?
Yes, I'll just work with Arnold whenever he needs me to work. This is Arnold's team now, and this is Arnold's baby, and I know that Arnold certainly is very, very skilled in what he does, and there'll be a nice transition without any problems.
What do you think about the new captaincy?
Yeah, look, I'm very supportive of Stephen. Stephen is a standout choice. He's been impressive since the day I arrived, and he's also was very impressive, particularly in Dubai, when he with the T20, when he took a very active role as vice captain. And you could see there that he certainly had the skills. He's had the skills since, as I said, since day one. Unfortunately, from my position, I haven't worked as closely with Stephen as I would have liked because there was injury after Cup match, which kept him out of a couple of tournaments for us and so on. So, as a vice captain, I haven't worked that closely with him recently, but since Dubai and seeing him there, and obviously with Bailey's Bay this year, he certainly had a very good series, so I don't think there'll be any issues with Stephen's captaincy at all.
All right, well, good luck in your endeavors.
Thank
you. Okay, Arnold, you've been appointed as the new national cricket coach, a position that's one of a big challenge. What do you see in the future for you as the national coach and cricket in Bermuda?
First of all, I think Dave has done a great job since he's been here. I see my job is coming and trying to keep implementing the things that he started with technical and the tactical and the physical, and most to me for Bermudian cricketers is mental aspect of the game. So we're going to be looking to putting a program together with Clevie, continuing on with what Dave has started, and adding on to the type of things that we learned, Clevie and I, at the Australian Level 3 High Performance course in, was it August, sorry.
Now, as I asked Stephen, there's been a big challenge in getting players out to, or committed to training. How do you plan to address this situation?
Well, since having talks with Dave and accepting the post, I think I'm going to start calling the squad. Now that it's official, I can start doing my job and trying to get it to the 35, I believe, in the squad, give them a call, and see just exactly where they are, and if we have to try and change the date to make sure we get more players involved, and we're willing to make that change.
Now we're going into our winter months, trying to prepare for a tournament that will kick off just prior to our season starting. How do you plan to address playing in the middle, getting fielding practice, batting practice in the middle, not just in the nets?
Well, I Actually, we were just talking about that before we came here, and I was looking at question. As you know, in the winter months, it's kind of difficult getting outside. So we have BHS where we'll train, and we're thinking about trying to get to Bayless Bay on good days, and maybe even the National Stadium to do some fielding, whatever. And then Dave and I will sit and meet on Monday and arrange the pre-camps, possibly to Barbados or somewhere where they can play cricket before this major tournament's coming up next year.
Now, I don't know if you know, but one of our opponents, USA, they'll be playing 3 2020s in the United States against Canada in November. Now, they're preparing for, or they're getting match practice, and you've just talked about a tour. How much practice do you think we need leading up into this tournament to make a significant difference in?
Also, we need all the time we can get to adequately prepare. Right now, we'll be training we're training twice a week. Come January, it'll be 3 times a week, and then, like we said, we have the Barbados camp possibly coming up, hopefully, actually. And then we'll probably be back outside trying to get ready for this tournament.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Clearly, Wade, you've been working with the national program, and you've been in with several coaches now. New challenge coming up. You've played cricket with Arnold. Now you'll be coaching with him. What are some of the things you're looking forward to as the assistant coach of the national program?
Basically, first of all, it's an honor to be part of this national program. But I've been looking to implement what I've learned in my career, as a cricketer. Looking to work with Arnold as the head coach and take things forward to another level. It's going to be hard work, but we're working to put the hard work in, and we get the rewards.
Now, a lot of players have a lot of respect for your cricketing ability and your knowledge of the game. How do you plan to use that to help motivate players to strive to be better than what they are?
Well, basically, it's going to be, like I say, it's the hard work. Get them out to training and the discipline-wise and the tactical-wise and the strategy that, what it took for myself, Arnold, and a couple of other senior guys to get to a certain level, And if the senior guys are Steven, and the rest of them, as far as the commitment, that's the key. And to instill that into them, I think that we don't go forward.
All right. Okay, Steven, you'll be under new leadership as you take over the captaincy of the national cricket team. Working with Moore, you've worked under Gus Logie and now Arnold Manders. How do you think the natural progression will be coming from Logie to Moore now to Manders?
Sorry,
Nice listen from the coaches.
yeah, well, I think Gus and Moore has done a fantastic job with Bermuda Cricket. They brought that experience playing at the international level that we lacked prior to them taking over their jobs. I think after each transition, we have learned more from each coach. With Arnold, a lot of us young players have a lot of experience working alongside him. So if we can try to combine the 2 coaching methods and take the cord from both coaches what they have implemented, then we should be able to progress cricket into the future, and hopefully we're much more successful than we have in previous times.
All right.